Maayong adlaw kanato, Negrosanon. Today, we are going to witness the famous landmarks found in Negros Occidental. I have picked 5 famous antique and traditional heritage that can be found in our very own hometown. Now, let's take a tour via online. Watch and enjoy! Known as the Sugar Bowl of the Philippines, Negros Occidental produces more than half of the nation's sugar output. Negros Occidental faces the island province of Guimaras and the province of Iloilo on Panay Island to the northwest across the Panay Gulf and the Guimaras Strait. First, we have Victor Fernandez Gaston Ancestral House, located at 5 de November Street, Silay City, Negros Occidental, Philippines. Victor Fernandez Gaston Ancestral House, or popularly known as Balay Negrense or Negrense House, is a heritage house turned museum owned by the family of Victor F. Gaston, a 19th century Negrense sugar baron and son of one of the pioneers of sugarcane cultivation in Silay City in the province of Negros Occidental, Philippines. Because of its cultural, architectural, and historical significance, it is one of the recognized and declared heritage houses of the Philippines by the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, or as known as NHCP. Victor Fernandez Gaston Ancestral House was declared as Heritage House pursuant to the Board Resolution number dated March 8, 1994 of the National Historical Commission Philippines. A National Historical Commission Philippines marker can be found just outside the front door of the house. Balay Negrense is widely considered as the first museum to be established in the province of Negros Occidental, officially inaugurated on October 6, 1990.
Next, we have the ruins in Talisay. According to the story, in the early 20th century, sugar baron Don Mariano Ledesma Lacson built his 10-bedroom Italianate mansion in memory of his wife, who had died during the pregnancy of his 11th child. Located on a sugar plantation in the Negros Occidental province of the Philippines, World War II Filipino guerrillas employed by the U.S. Armed Forces intentionally set the building on fire in order to prevent invading Japanese forces from being able to use the building as a headquarters. The intention was to burn it to the ground. Despite smoldering for several days, the walls and foundation of Don Lacson's once stately home remained sound. After sitting idle for decades, the grounds at Talisay have been restored and reopened to the public. Though the mansion is still without windows, a roof, interior walls, and much of the floor that once divided the first and second stories. Today, the ruins is a picturesque tourist destination with a restaurant nearby. It is a popular venue for weddings and other social events. Now, let's go to San Sebastian Cathedral. It is also known as Bacolod Cathedral. The San Sebastian Cathedral is the most famous religious and historical landmark in the province of Bacolod. It was first built as a little chapel made of wood in the early 19th century. At that time, the church only had one small bell. The church was reconstructed in 1882 into a bigger structure made of the coral stones from Guimaras and hardwood from Palawan. It was one of the famous pilgrimage centers in this area. Next, we have Bernardino Halandune Museum. The Bernardino Halandune Museum is located inside the Halandune ancestral house in Silay City. The museum is owned by one of the prominent citizens of Silay, Don Bernardino Halanduni. The house commenced its structure in 1908. It turned museum open doors for public viewing only in 1993. It was the first heritage house of its kind to come up at Silay City. Last but not the least, Balete Tree. Living proof that the city of Canlaon has many things to offer outside the popular volcano is the Balete Tree in Barangay Lumabao, which has become the city's main tourist attraction. At over 1,328 years old, as estimated by botanists at the Silliman University, Canlaon's Balete is the oldest recorded tree in the whole island, with hundreds of fireflies lighting it up at nights all year round. It stands in the middle of the rice and coffee plantations at the Uisca farm and would take 42 grown men to encircle its trunk with their hands outstretched. The trees serve as an ecosystem in itself for bats, lizards, and insects.